Welcome to K&D's Homestead. I'm Donna. I'm out here in the garden observing some of the damage from a very, very cold night that we had, which is expected. This is my small fig tree, not doing too well. I can see a lot of things out here that the cold nights have taken a toll on. But I had to first spend some time going through the garden with a rake and knocking down spider webs. Spider webs everywhere. Oh my gosh. They're everywhere. They're all in my hair. They get in my face. Man, they are everywhere. Do y'all have spider webs where you are? It's a constant. It is an absolute constant around here in the fall. Gotta watch where we're going. I might even just take you and go show you some. We have this one that's hanging on my back door. This is a door that we rarely ever use, and apparently we haven't used it in a couple of months. But there's a big old spider web right here on the exterior screen door. There's one right here. Let me see if I can zoom in to see it. Right there. And this is a big one. The web goes all the way up that tree. I'm not sure how well it's being shown on the camera because the sun is so bright. This one here is a golden orb right there, and the leader for the web is going up on that tree right there, and then the second one beside it is coming down that tree. This one is coming from the corner post right here on the goat fence, and it's going up. Oh, I know it's so hard to see. Let's see if I can get behind it. There we go. We can see it from the side view. So that's 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth one. Here's the fifth one. It goes all the way over to this window. And looks like she's got something in there. This is a golden orb, and it comes all the way over here with these long leaders. They are so bright and silky in the sunlight. Actually it goes to the roof up here and down. These things out here are massive. And this one comes down to right in here. Yeah, I think she's got her some kind of bug eating dinner. So this is the fifth one. You probably cannot see this one, but it's coming from this limb right here, and it's coming all the way down to the ground. I see a tiny little black spider in it right there. So that's number 6. This is number 7. Right here. This is coming from a tree branch down to the ground. And it's also coming over to the swing. There's a little one right here. It doesn't look like it's picking it up on the camera. That's a tiny one, number 9. But the thing is, it's going from the tip of this rose bush that's about 4.5 feet off of the ground, and it's going up to a limb on that tree up there. And while some of these webs are not that significant, the fact that they are hanging everywhere in the air, that they're so hard to see when we come out here to do anything. If we're coming to check on the animals, go to the chickens, we're walking smack through one of them, and and we're getting them all over our head and in my hair. That's number 9. I tore down 4 or 5 this morning going to the chicken coop, all around the chicken coop and the outside fence. Probably 4 or 5, and that is twice a day. We end up having to knock some down to go to the coop in the morning, and then in the evening it's built right back. And when my husband knocks them down, he just swings and knocks them and they go wherever. I have a small, here we go, one of these. I take this little small short-handled rake. I've got one that I keep over there, and I just lift the spider off of wherever it's at, and I relocate it into the bushes or trees behind the coop. But they rebuild in no time flat. And the thing is, I mean, they are everywhere. If I walk this whole property, I could probably come up with at least 10 more or more. But it's ooey gooey to get them, you know, in your hair and on my hat. I've come in and had a web hanging and didn't even know it. I've often wondered through the years, why does Halloween decorations in the store, people's yards, you know, wherever, how do people associate spider webs with Halloween? It's part of the decoration. I never understood that. I'm starting to understand it now, and it's because they start coming out and building those webs in the late part of the summer, early fall. In my case, we started seeing them everywhere at the end of August and all through September, and they build through to the first frost. In my area, because our winters are so mild, sometimes they do overwinter and they will carry on until the spring, but I read that they only have about a 1-year lifespan. In the fall, they lay their eggs, and they generally put them in those sacks, at least the golden orbs do, and they'll leave behind, 2 or 3 sacks in that location. They will die out or move on or go wherever they go for the winter, and leave behind those egg sacs. All the eggs, which I read they will lay approximately 100 eggs per sac. And again, I'm talking about the golden orb. There are different spiders around here, but the golden orb, they will lay about 100-ish per sac. But only a handful actually make it through the winter in time to hatch for the spring. So I do understand now, because the spiders are out in late fall, early October, and into the Halloween period. And it never, the two things never clicked with me. I always thought, I understand pumpkins and skeletons and all of those things, but what made the spider and web get associated with Halloween? And I think it's probably the timing of when they come out, and they're just hanging in masses. So maybe that dilemma is solved for me. So the active webs that I walk through or walk past are about 10 over in this yard. We are getting down to 38 tonight, supposedly. And the last few nights we have gotten down pretty chilly. I don't think we went down to freezing, but we did get down to super cold. And I'm noticing some of my plants dying out. Some areas on the fig trees are dying out. My hydrangea has died back. Some of the strawberry plants are dying back. They will go limp, but they don't generally die back to root. I usually have a lot of greenery on my strawberries through the winter because they just don't die back that much here. We have some freezing temperatures, but they're very short-lived. And only about the mid to late January timeline do we even get down into the teens, and it's for a day or two and it'll come right back up. It's very short-lived deep freeze. We just have mild freezes around here. It is enough to kill off tender plants, but it doesn't decimate everything in its path. I have been spending this day still gathering plants that I needed to take inside the greenhouse to keep them from dying, because some of them are very tender. And I'm out here in the back garden. I'm going to water my collards and celery, and I'm going to get some last picks of peppers. I've got a good handful of peppers on here, but there's a lot of green ones as well. I don't know if the cold temperatures down to 38 tonight is going to be enough to, upset these peppers. We'll see. We'll see how they do, but I am going to take in the ones that are ready, and I'm going to water my groceries over here. Well, I think I've got everything watered, and it's kind of late in the evening. It's time for me to go in. This is what I got off the peppers. Not a lot. Don't want this one. Look at that. I do have a few good size paprika that are still green. We'll see how that goes. Oh, before I go, let me show you my mums real quick. Some of them that are popping open. I've got yellows and purples, and they are getting so pretty and bright. These are the ones in my front flower bed by my front door. And then there's these here at my pond. The last video I showed you on these, they were falling over because they split open. And so I tucked in some small tomato cages that I cut and altered and brought them together. So those are holding up like that. The mums are really enjoying the cooler temperatures that we're having now. And here's another one. This one's doing well. They're really looking good out here. And then here's one more. Just now starting to pop open. Oh, and here's something exciting I hadn't had a chance to mention, but my clematis has started doing a second showing just recently. I really thought it was done for. It was done for. All of this is new growth. And this is the first year that they have bloomed twice in the year. They had died back, oh, somewhere back in the summer. They're pretty too. I love them. Well, shoot, I'm out here, so I might as well show you this vinca. This is a single vinca. It's so massive. And I still have a few tomatoes on this very, very tired tomato plant. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next video. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.